Hello, my name is Alfred Engstrand. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. So when I was 25 years old, I was approached by an older gentleman who needed my help to run his restaurant, because I had a little bistro in the 80s, and I didn't have enough time, and he kept bothering me, and finally found out where I lived, came to me one day and threw a wad of keys into my hands, and he said, "The restaurant's closed until you help me reopen it." My partner back then, Carlton, and I went, and he goes, go help him, And so I said, okay, I'll go give you advice. That 1 hour turned into 30 days later, trying to help him get this restaurant up and running again. I found out that the bistro that I really wanted to open, we were open, Carlton and I, he actually sold it. And I was like, what's going on? I mean, this is my bistro. And Carlton goes, you were never here for the past 30 days, so I got rid of it. So that kind of ended our relationship, and I went back to Will to continue with the restaurant that I was working on. So over time, my working relationship became a partnership. We lived together, we worked together 24 hours. We actually bought a house literally around the corner in the King William district. Our agreement was that he owned 51% and I had 49% of the restaurant. So 2 years into relationship, it's Valentine's Day, and we had a 45-minute wait. And around 7:30, Will fell to the ground, and I saw him fall, and I thought, okay, maybe he tripped, got tangled up between the tables, because it was a small restaurant. And I'm like, get up, you're embarrassing. And finally, one of the guests said he had a heart attack. And I'm like, well, I didn't know what a heart attack was. I didn't, never seen one. So I called 911, and they came in. So the heart attack was fatal inside the restaurant. And digging through his stuff, I found his ex-wife, who I knew he had an ex-wife. I reached out to her to get information on what to do with his body, and what cemetery, what religious, and she flew in. So when she arrived in the restaurant, I found out that they were never divorced. He never signed the divorce papers. And it became a nightmare, because she realized that it just meant more money for her, She saw dollar signs. She saw a phone book on our cash register counter, and literally opened that phone book, and right in the middle of the phone book was a 2-page ad, one of our biggest attorneys in San Antonio back in 1992, and literally took the phone booth, the payphone, and called. And that attorney showed up at our restaurant. And so I was like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? And so I got an attorney on my side, and we had no case. And so, and that was what the courts told us, told me, that I had no case. Because in 1992, gay marriage was not recognized. In fact, it was very embarrassing, because we did have the 10 o'clock news at the court steps, and I'm coming out of the courtroom, and, I was only 25 years old. I still was not comfortable who I was. So in 48 hours, the business was, she inherited the restaurant, our home that we just got. My father, for the first time, came to my rescue, and he was worried about, me, and he thought I was going to commit suicide. And I'm like, what? But I did sit across the street at a laundromat of the restaurant for about 30 days, every day, staring at our restaurant while I saw dumpsters go in and just completely, tear it all apart. At the same time, I had to move out, because there was people who served me papers to vacate our home, because my name was not on the mortgage. So on June 1st, I had to figure out what I was going to do. And we always wanted to open a second location in Austin, Texas. So I took one of our staff waiters, and I said, Ray, you're going to help me move. We're going to go to Austin, Texas. So I was 25 years old in a new city, didn't know a person, and no one would give me a job. I didn't realize this town, Austin, was, everyone's, has a degree, and I never went to college. Because nobody would give me a job, I started cleaning houses and started cooking for people, for couples. What I was good at 25 was clean their house, have their supper ready, serve their first 2 courses, and then when the desserts came, I had candles and the hot water in their tubs, and and then I always left a bottle of champagne, and that was my calling card. It just got bigger and bigger, and 30 years later, I have a multi-million-dollar catering company. So my current relationship for 20 years, even though we love each other, we've never had an argument, which is so weird, but we do have everything in writings. It's all sewn up. We know, his family and my family knows exactly what to do when that moment comes. Our gay rights are always under attack, especially with the state we live in. I hear rumors that, if certain people are elected, we might even go backwards or reverse and take our marriage away from us. So it is very, very important in my thoughts that we have everything in writing, because they don't teach this in school. So I would take the time and learn about the law, so you're not scrambling at the last second and trying to figure out, what's coming to you or what, you're entitled to before somebody else takes it away.